Come to our surprise, the Fall River Reporter, which is the page that Mike is a publisher on, is listed in the Epstein Files. Mike, do you have it pulled up in front of you?
Yeah, I guess it was a article that we had published about some human trafficking that happened in Massachusetts. And it says 605. I'm guessing that's June 2005.
No, I think it was 2025 was the article.
Okay,
I'm not sure what the 0605 means, but yeah.
That's probably 20. Okay.
Maybe June 5th.
Yeah, so there's an article basically reported some human trafficking, and then now it's like, I wonder if that's tied to it seems like everything gets tied to Epstein, but maybe something that we reported on. So good news is we're not in it.
Yeah, we're not in it. But
for reporters in it, as some reporting that we did, and they actually referenced that. And you said it was an FBI?
Yeah,
thing?
so essentially, I think there's literally like 3.5 million files currently inside the Epstein Files that you can search. And so I just searched Fall River Reporter because there's a database on the Department of Justice.gov website specifically for the Epstein Files. So I typed in Fall River Reporter, that popped up. And essentially what it is there's just like a daily briefing for the FBI, like an email daily briefing list of like what this one was like a bunch of cases that have to do with trafficking minors. And one of our articles that Ken Paiva wrote was referenced there.
I'll read the article. It's 13 suspects from Massachusetts, Vermont, Florida arrested following police FBI operation to address sexual exploitation. So 13 people, suspects. I don't know how deep ties there are to Epstein, but
yeah, I mean, I was, like everyone else, like once I found out that there was that portal that you can search the Epstein files, very convenient. First of all, you have to look through 3.5 million files. I typed in like New Bedford, Fall River, and New Bedford was referenced like 78 times or something like that because there's the New Bedford Airport, which connects you to Martha's Vineyard. There was a lot of flight logs there. Really interesting. Some stuff completely irrelevant. It's a lot of like bank statements and just like random files that aren't necessarily directly connected to Epstein. But it's crazy, man. I mean, it's a lot to go through. Now that we have AI, we can kind of like help search it. But
well, let me do my rant. So this is something that really is bothersome should be to everyone out there. So you have minimum of 1,000 victims, 3.5 million documents released. Out of those, you have 3 million pages, 2,000 videos, 180,000 images. JP Morgan Chase paid $290 million to the victims. Epstein and Maxwell arrested. Epstein kills himself.
He kills himself.
Yeah, still there, right? Not a single John has been arrested. No. So think about that. All this, and my thing is, if JP Morgan paid $290 million to the victims, that means they know exactly who the Johns are, meaning at least the ties to the Johns, whether some lawyer dropping off money. So that means the money flowed through JP Morgan. If they're paying $290 million to potentially up to 1,000 victims, I mean, how hard is this? And then you've seen the redactions, right? It's like crazy.
That's what I was just going to say. The most frustrating thing when you're looking through some of these files is you'll see like an email sent to Jeffrey Epstein and it'll be like so obviously like clearly coded, like the email will be like 10 years old and like in the subject it'll be like hashtag like young candy or something like that. Some clearly obvious, like they could have maybe had a better code words, but they'll redact the person who sent it. I'm like, I can see if you're redacting a victim's name, but you're going to redact the person who sent this.
Did you see the bombshell that actually kind of helped Trump?
No.
So there was a message in there that showed Trump had called when Epstein stuff all came out. I can't remember the year. I mean, it's like a decade ago. Trump actually called the sheriff and the police and said that guy's a dirtbag. But it kind of like exonerates him a bit as far as like, hey, this guy kicked him out of the Mar-a-Lago. He called the police on this guy after the stuff started coming out, and it's kind of like a little bit of a bombshell. We'll have to take a look at that more. I just saw it kind of come across the screen.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing just the names that are involved in that. I think the most crazy one is what's his name? Stephen Hawking, the guy who was in the wheelchair. I mean, like,
or Bill Gates.
Bro.
The thing with Bill Gates is he went, I guess he got an STD from like one of the Russian prostitutes is what he's seen, and then he tried to slip penicillin into his wife's food or like that. And if you notice that the Gates Foundation, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, was like they were all together, and suddenly there was this split in a divorce. I wonder if that's the timeline.
That's actually a good point. Yeah,
and of course, she hosed him for like half his like money. So I wonder if that is the tie there, and you can go Google that. Just Google Bill Gates and his wife's separation and Epstein ties to that.
Yeah, I really want to look more into, obviously we don't know anything right now, but the connection, if there is any connection to New Bedford, which is where we're based out of, just because it was mentioned so many times And there's the majority of it is flight logs. Whereas when I was looking up Fall River, it was more just like he did business with this organization that the bank is located here. So there's really like, it's a nothing burger. But if there's actual flight logs, that's crazy. Because that's a leapfrog, a leap pad to Martha's Vineyard, which is where he did notoriously spend a lot of time. So yeah, a lot of interesting things there, but definitely the most shocking one was seeing that our page was featured in the file. So definitely something, a bizarre accolade of the Fall River Reporter.
So I Googled it. Newly released documents from the Jeffrey Epstein investigation as early as 26 allege that Bill Gates contracted sexual transmitted disease following sexual encounters with Russian girls arranged by Epstein. It says the claim is Epstein alleged in 2013 draft email that Gates contracted an STD and sought help to hide it. Slipping medication. The email suggests Gates asked for antibiotics to give to Melinda without her knowledge.
That's
so
crazy.
This is just allegations, and obviously he's innocent until proven guilty, but the Times is covering it. New York Post is covering it. Everyone's covering that allegation.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. Like, obviously, the nature of the real crimes that went on there is nothing to like make light of. But I'll tell you what, when this is all said and done, it's going to make for the most crazy, like 20-piece documentary series of all time. Just the names and the things that are involved here.
Could we just get an arrest of a guy
who's
the most had sex with a minor?
Actually, what was the whole, and again, we'll move on to Massachusetts in a second, but what was the whole thing? Did you see with Maxine? She was just like in front of a court and she was basically trying to get pardoned by Trump in order to talk.
So when that email came out that Trump actually called the sheriff's office, she said, hey, I'll exonerate Trump, but I want, she wants to get
That's crazy. She's
Trump to sign an immunity kind of thing. So it's just weird that, she's in prison. He was in prison, killed himself, and we just don't have any justice for the abused women.
Yeah, hopefully we can get something in the near future, but I'm not going to hold my breath.